gotta be strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor. I will survive, I will survive. And I'm a firm believer. We'll forever shine just to stay alive. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can tell me sick. I will let alone negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can, nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness, show me a lion power. Strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Strength, no weakness, show me a lion power. Everybody strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Not when you're old. Your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, not when you're old. Everything has to humble. Everything has to humble. I'm a go-getter. I just go hard. I just go hard. And I'm a kind of fella. Put my trust in God. Put my trust in God. That simple means say nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can turn me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can. Nobody can. Yo, just show me some strength. No weakness. Show me a lion power. Strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. Strength. No weakness. Show me a lion power. Everybody strength. No weakness. Show them who we are. That's when you're old.
Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Yeah. You gotta be strong in this time, son. You gotta be strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor.
Yes, yes, yes. Right along. Welcome to Right. Welcome to Thursday. I am your humble servant. Always here and always on time. Yeah, you guys could vote for that. Hi guys, and welcome to a Thursday. Cindy, how are you doing? Welcome to the ride. Hope you're doing well. Also, hello and welcome to the folks listening live on J1 107.9 in Brooklyn, New York. How are you guys doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're coming, guys, go ahead and share up the thing. Marva, how are you doing? Linty, welcome, Linty. Lydia James, always the first to jump on. Lydia, I appreciate you so much. You don't even know. Thank you so much, Lydia James. Thank you so much, Lydia James. Who else we have? Yulene, how are you doing, Yulene? Thank you so much for jumping on. Thank you so much for being a part of our program today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and big up. Who else we have? Charlene Mark. Hey, Charlene Mark, how you doing? As you come in, just say I share, guys. Just say I share. Share the program and say I share. Because today is your program. Today is all about you. Getting some clarification. Cindy Pierre, how you doing? Hey, Spice Man, how you doing? I see you, my friend. I see you. I see you. I see you. How you doing? How you doing? Hope everybody's well. Guys, today on Thursday, we dedicate the program to venting, an opportunity for everyone to speak their mind, talk up, tell us the things that's bothering you, tell us the things that's on your mind, right? That's what we do on Thursday. Lisa Williams over there in YouTube, the folks on YouTube, thank you so much. Welcome. Yeah, so opportunity for you guys to speak your mind and tell us what's on your mind. I got a couple things on my mind. In addition, we have Mr. Jerry Edwin, who's going to be joining us in a little while to update us on a case that we was following for a while. I've been laser on this case. I've been laser focused on this case, ladies and gentlemen. And Jerry Edwin will be joining us a little bit later to tell us what are some of the updates on this particular case. Right? Hey, Sonia. Raymond. Thank you so much, Sonia Raymond. I see you, Sonia. Look, I'm gonna highlight you, Sonia. I see you share, and I appreciate you so much. I appreciate everyone who share. Right, guys. Listen, hey, Elise from Toronto. Thank you so much for joining on. Listen, guys. There's so much crazy stuff happening in this world. So many things happening. And so many things that's pissing me off right now. Where can I start? I don't even know where to start. And I think I'm going to get some stuff off my mind first before we bring on Mr. Jerry Edwin. Right? First of all, did you guys hear about the Minister of Education? She made mention of an incident involving 3 primary school students that are now pregnant. 3 primary school, not secondary, pre-primary then primary. So that means they're like about 10, 11. 3 primary school kids who are now pregnant. That is crazy. That is alarming. That should piss anybody off. I hope all you hear me right, 3 primary school students, 10, 11 years old, who's now pregnant. Probably because, and we've been reporting on this, we've been speaking about this. You see, because of COVID, no school, a lot of those kids are home. A lot of them are staying with family, close relatives, because the parents have to go out to work. So the pandemic and the closures and that whole lockup scene created a pandemic all by its own. And that's just 3 that's reported, That's just 3 that's reported, which means that there are a lot more of this type of things that's happening. And I bet you your bottom dollar. I bet your bottom dollar. When the investigation is concluded and we get to the meat of this and the bottom of this, we'll find out that is a very close relative. Because stranger is not a stranger, If a child is, 10, 11, they can't consent to sex. So that's rape. Right? I could bet my bottom dollar. I'm telling all you right now. I could bet my bottom dollar that the individuals who rape these kids, primary school kids, are close relatives. Close relatives. Close relatives. A father, an uncle, a cousin. Anybody jump through the window, break through the house, and come and rape them. Close relative. Now listen, I laser focus on this. This case right here, I am laser focused on this. This should piss everybody off. We're talking about young girls, 10 years old, the future generation, our future prime ministers, our future minister of culture, our future doctors, lawyers, nurses. How could a person, right, look at an innocent child in the primary school age and take advantage and take away her whole life away from her like that? How? How? What is it thinking behind it? What is the rationale behind it? Well, you can't find a big woman? You can't find a big woman? Yo, listen, I'm putting this out there because I want to get more information on it. Who did that? If anybody have information that we need to know, I need to know. forward this information to me. Who did that? Who did that to them little kids on them? 10, 11-year-old. Who did that? You mean you can't find a big woman? You mean you can't find a big woman? Listen, again, Wendy, how you doing? We're looking at this case right here. And this is alarming and this is upsetting. This is threatening. Very threatening. We're going to keep looking and paying attention to that. Let's jump to another quick something that's pissing me off, guys. This one is kind of get me on my nerve a little bit. Lois JJ, my producer, sent this to me and I misread it initially. But then I came back and I read it and I understood. And a lot of people, what's pissing me off about this is the reaction of some people towards this story. A 55-year-old man goes viral after he married his 18-year-old goddaughter. How you guys feel about this? Let me read it again. A 55-year-old big-ass man, big man, marry his 18-year-old goddaughter. Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying, well, that's his goddaughter. That's not like his blood daughter. That's his goddaughter. That means that this man was trailing this little child as a big ass man probably since she was 13 years old. Yes, she's of age to make that decision right now, but that's your goddaughter. You stood up in church. She'd probably look at you as a father. Eh? It's like the world just turning crazier and crazier every single day, guys. It's like things getting from bad to worse, as Crapper say, to worsier, to worser. Crazy. Crazy. I want to know what you guys think about this. A 55-year-old Florida man went viral after he married his 18-year-old goddaughter. Hear what people saying. That's the outraging, the part that outraged everybody the most. A lot of reaction from people saying, well, you know, it's her decision from since she was 13. Right? There's a big debate. Again, some people say, well, she 18 years now, she of legal age. But the goddamn man is 55. When she was about 13, 14, that man was looking at her and he knowing that he stood there for her, he had that authority over her. That's his godchild, grooming her from that age. That, my friend, I think personally, that's gross and that's nasty. Just the same. Pearl say, yes, it seems as it's been going on for a long time. Obviously, he didn't just wake up when she was 18 and say, boom, you 18 now. That has been going on, and I'm sure it has been going on for a longer period of time. The people, the community is outraged. That could have been her father. He exploited her mind, especially if she didn't have a father figure. Exactly, precisely what I'm saying. All the blogs say that he's 61. Laloba saying that he is actually 61. Regardless of his age, 55 or 61, it's still nasty because he was grooming that child. He took advantage of her from since she was a young child, and that is disgusting and that is nasty. Nasty. I'm moving on because there's a couple things that's pissing me off. And we also have Mr. Jerry Edwin waiting in the wing. Mr. Jerry Edwin, see him right there? He's waiting because we got to talk to Mr. Jerry Edwin. He got a lot on his mind and we go talk to him shortly. One last thing, guys, I want to get you guys' view on this because we posted this on the page a few days ago and people said that pissed them off a whole lot. A lot of people said that this pissed them off a whole lot. Hear the story. An artificial womb, guys, artificial womb. So that means that A mother could just be sitting somewhere eating and sipping on whatever for 9 months, going out to a party, drinking rum, whatever, and then her baby will be ready in about 9 months. She just come and she pick up the baby. She get a call, hey, your baby's ready. Okay, no problem. I'm not. This is not reality yet. I saw this in an article, and that is to come. And a lot of people express readiness for that type of technology. What you guys think about it? Let me know what you guys think about it. It's just going crazy and crazy, and rapper crappers are crazier. Yeah, artificial. So right in there, that's the baby right in there. So it's like a baby maker machine, right? I'm thinking that they would fertilize the egg, and the sperm will fertilize the egg, and it creates the baby. It breed it does everything that the mother normally would do for a baby, and then in 9 months the mom just come and they just call the mom and say, hey, your baby's ready. She just come and she pick it up. And obviously that's pissing off a lot of people. Oh, they have a 2 year old son. Oh no, that's in the other story. I thought Laluba was talking about that being a reality now. How do you guys feel about this? A lot of people upset about this. A lot of people very upset about this situation. And one last thing that's on the radar that's pissing a lot of people off is what happened in Jamaica. But I'm going to save this conversation for after, because there's a lot I need to say about what happened in Jamaica, and we had a whole conversation on it yesterday with Rapper Crapper and Kamala. But we're not going to leave Mr. Jerry Edwin waiting any longer. Let's bring on Jerry Edwin into the conversation. Mr. Edwin, how you doing, my brother?
Fine, thank you. Fine, thank you, my friend. Good evening to your audience and
Yes.
wherever our people are across the globe. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jerry. Jerry, do me a favor. Go to this spot of the screen. Perfect. You're right there. You're good. You're right there, Jerry. Don't move. You're right on point. How you doing, Mr. Edwin?
I always say I'm living and sinning, brother.
Living and singing.
Singing, sinning,
Singing?
sinning.
Sinning.
The book says all have sinned and come short. I'm not an exception.
Nah, well, from what I'm hearing, that you've been sinning more than the rest of us.
That I'm human. Very human, brother.
So, Jerry, before we start with the conversation, I've been following your case, but before we start with that, is there anything particularly on the radar that's pissing you off today?
No, just, I think that people ought to take charge of their lives and there is something we do here, especially in small communities, especially in post-slavery communities where we don't have the cultural confidence and we don't have the belief that we can solve all our problems. We either look to some foreign power or we look to some power in the sky or some life in the hereafter without realizing that, as Adam Powell used to say, we have the power. And someone said, we are the leaders we are looking for.
All right. Let me see. Let's see that your audio is kind of low. I pick your audio all the way up to the top, so I know that they're supposed to be hearing you fine. I'm hearing him fine in my ear. If you're not hearing Jerry fine, just put the phone close to your ear, because you're supposed to be hearing him fine. I'm picking your audio all the way up, Jerry, so it should be fine.
I see. I don't know if it's on my device, but
Cannot hear you clearly.
I don't know if this is any better.
All right, go again.
All right. I don't know if this is any better, if I could be heard.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Thank you, sir.
that's fine. All right, Jerry, I introduced you there, and somebody say, who is that? Jerry Edwin, the man with the bad gun? I must go back a little bit to introduce the story that we brought just a few weeks ago, where Mr. Edwin came on and we was talking about this particular incident. We're just going to run back a little piece and then we'll talk a little bit about the update on this case. Check this out.
Should not be here. Get out, Jerry. You're overstepping the mark. Get out, Jerry. Jerry. No, Jerry. You shouldn't be here.
Jerry Edwin, you do not have the power to do that. Legally.
Mr. Marshall's home.
And that is our
And I'm his son. What are you doing here? No, Jerry. You should not be in here. I'm trying to. What's he doing in here?
You got the man's son here. Yes, right here. You don't have no right to say this, Jerry.
Get out, Jerry. How dare you, Jerry? How dare you, Jerry? How dare you, Jerry? How dare you?
What's wrong with you?
What? What are you doing?
Get these people out of the house.
What are they doing?
That's Mr. Marshall's house.
What are they doing?
Man, that's his house. He wants me in the house.
What is going on?
You deal with you know. Our old man out there, you punch him in the face.
That's not true. That's my father.
Nobody wants it. He's bad.
You're a liar, Jerry. No, Jerry. What are you doing, Jerry? What are you doing, Jerry? Why are you so aggressive? You're a police officer. What are you doing? Police officer. What are they doing? Officer, what are they doing? Look at this. Officer, what are you letting Jerry do? Look at this.
All right. So that no audio. You guys wasn't hearing the audio at all. Let me know if you're hearing. Jerry, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. I heard the English.
What did you say for my cousin for?
Hold on, Jerry, are you hearing me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. For some reason, they said that they wasn't hearing no audio. All right, so that was just a clip of to jot people's memory as to what transpired. Jerry, we conversated today, and you advised me that there was some update in this particular case. What's the latest in this case, and what actually of what transpired?
Let me first say that ordinarily, where civil matters are concerned, I typically would let it go. The court would opine, and if I have a problem, I go to the Court of Appeal. But this case actually struck a particular chord in me because the Englishman, the narrator that you listened to, had the unmitigated gall to apply to the court for the guardianship of the old man, Mr. Marshall, after he broke into his house, after he cut the lock, after he replaced the lock, after he cut the security cameras, after he broke down the door. He then went to the High Court with the lawyer who said that I am in some conspiracy to take the old man's house. He went to the High Court to be the man's guardian after the old man fell with a bloody mouth. 11 teeth had to be replaced in that old man. The son applied to the court to be his guardian. Everybody has a right. The doors of the courthouse are like the church. They are open for everyone. So this man went into the court and says, I want to be the guardian. We presented 4 doctors, medical experts, because the law says that it is a doctor's opinion. It is not my opinion. It is not the court's opinion. Medical doctors, if you have older relatives, if you have old family, and you think that there is something a little amiss in the way that they are behaving or someone is taking advantage of them, then you can go to the court and apply for guardianship. And what the court will say is, let us have doctors. In Grenada, you must have 2 doctors. Let's have these doctors examine this person, see if they are affected by dementia, Alzheimer's, if their cognition, their ability to understand the world in which they live. Let's see if something is wrong. And if the court determines that, then you can get guardianship over that person. But what we have to remember is that the English narrator, who is the son, the narrator in that video, the son of the old man,
Yes.
was charged by the police in Grenada for assault as a result of those events that occurred on August 12th of this year.
Mm-hmm.
He had beat up some people, and the charge is going to be increased to break an entry and so on. So he went to the court and said, I want to be the guardian of the old man. He never paid a dime to the dentist to fix the old man's teeth, all 11 of them, but he wants to be his guardian. The old man said that in the proceeding before the court, he said, I have a solution for this son of mine. I would like him to take a trip in an airplane, and I will get the parachute for the pilot. I think that says enough right there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because there was no relationship between the father and this son. So the court ruled today that the medical evidence, the experts who examined the old man outside of my presence, outside of any lawyer's presence, outside of his niece's presence, or anybody who was living with him, they said the old man is fine. He could decide who comes into his house and who doesn't.
All right, Jerry, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Don't go any further. I'm watching the program, the comments there, and a few people saying that they can't hear, they can't see, it's frozen, and I don't quite understand if people, some people are hearing and some people are not hearing. But I have a playback right here, and my playback is fine. I'm seeing and I'm hearing. So I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to. I don't quite understand. Yeah, I'm seeing and I'm hearing. So guys, take an opportunity and let me know what's going on your end. If any one of my moderators there could just give me a heads up on what they're hearing and what they're seeing, because I'm seeing fine, I'm hearing fine. I don't have any problems. It's frozen on Facebook, but on YouTube it's fine. Guys, could you, the guys on Facebook? Okay, no, she's seeing and she can't hear it. Look. All right, guys, let me make sure that you guys get this thing resolved. I'm hearing and seeing fine. I'm hearing and seeing fine as well. I'm seeing, I'm hearing. This is the playback right here. I don't have any problem seeing. I don't have any problem hearing. So I'm not sure, guys. Gail, everything is fine on your end? It's quite possible that Facebook had some kind of glitch, because I could have seen the numbers in the stream went from 200 and something and it went straight down to 111. So it's quite possible that Facebook had some kind of glitch. So guys, just quickly refresh if you can't hear. Just quickly run out, just refresh the page and everything should be fine. I want you guys to hear this story right here because it's very important to get an update as to what transpired in this particular case. Definitely hearing the stream, not seeing, neither hearing. Lydia Joseph, I don't know what's happening. You guys need to just refresh really quick. I restarted my phone, still can't hear or see. I don't know. Hold on. Jerry, stand by. Thanks for your patience, but I just want to resolve this issue right here because it seems like there was a problem with the broadcast. Okay, all right. So I there's nothing I could do on my end. Everything is fine on my end. There's nothing else I could do further. All right, everyone on J1 are hearing as well. So guys, we're gonna have to go forward. Just keep refreshing, and the moderators who are hearing and seeing, just ask everyone to try refreshing their page, and everything should get back to normal again. All right, Jerry. Sorry about that, Jerry.
No,
so go ahead.
I was simply saying that. The hubris of this man's son to have caused this injury to his father, a number of injuries, to know that your father does not want you in his life because you had at some point things fell apart. But the son believes that he is entitled. And I think a lot of parents go through this, Brother Junior.
Yeah.
A lot of them go through this. They've worked hard. They've they've gone out into the cold and worked hard, and then they come back to Grenada looking for peace. And
Right.
then the children or their relatives feel they are entitled to what these old people worked so hard for. And unfortunately, not many of them resort to violence. I think very few of them resort to violence. But Mr. Marshall's son resorted to the worst kind of violence. And then to add insult to that injury, he then goes to the court and say, really, I want to take care of him.
Mhm.
Well, the former chief medical officer of Grenada, a neurosurgeon, a gerontological doctor, and a generalist. All of them said, Mr. Marshall is fine. He can handle his own business, and what he does with his resources is nobody's business. It's not my business. I'm just the old man's lawyer. But I saw back on August 12th, I saw something that just made my skin crawl. I don't like to see persons take advantage, of vulnerable people. You will see the other side of me if you want to do that. So, I mean, that is what happened. The court ruled today that the son who brought that application, that son
Mhm.
has no case to take care of his father. Not only does the father not want him, but the medical doctors are saying the old man is fine. Now, you may recall, and I will only say that the police followed their protocol. Any civilian who has a licensed firearm, for example, if I go outside my house, outside of my property, and I discharge the firearm,
Yeah.
anyone can make a report to the police, because remember, it is to guard life and property. Anyone can go to the police, and the protocol requires, as it should, that the police conduct an investigation and take that person's firearm. And as you know, the police had issued a statement saying that I did not break any law, but I'm not going to be in a place where I see criminal conduct, where I see someone conducting themselves criminally and then charge at me. I'm going to handle my business in this life. I'm not going to have any regrets in the next. And so, the police have done their work. And that matter, don't expect me to come back here, Brother Junior, respectfully, and
Yeah.
tell you what the police decision is with respect to that.
Right.
But
Speaking to some of the family members, because as I said, I've been laser focused on this case right here. A lot of the family members seem to believe and focus on the fact that the problem is the sale of that Tempe property and who actually benefited from the sale of that Tempe property. That's where I don't know if that's where the focus is on that particular case. What is it? What is the essence? What is the story behind that Tempe property?
I have
Mhm.
I have a very short response. It's not their damn business. It's not my business. It's not anybody's business. If the man, listen, this is not somebody who does not know what he has. He decided, I'm not going to tell you anything about my business. What
Right.
right do you have to ask me? But Brother Junior, can you give me a bank account number, please? That's between you and your banker, you and your wife.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
Your cousin doesn't have any right unless you want them to know.
But I say in an
Let
open
me say this. Mr. Marshall goes to the bank.
right.
He goes to the bank with the husband of his niece who lives in the house with him. You know what happens? Mr. Marshall lets him walk him to the teller counter. He sits him down, and then Mr. Marshall gives him the thumb. Go. So now he knows the routine. and Mr. Marshall has his private conversation with his banker. He knows what his resources are. Yes, there will be no guardian. The niece is unqualified to be a guardian because a doctors have a. So it's not anybody's business what happens with anybody's property, if they sell it, what they want to do with the resources. And why are they caring about the resources anyway? Why aren't they caring about Mr. Marshall? Bring him a cake. Take him to the beach. Why are you caring about his money? He does not want anybody to know. And he's entitled to the privacy of his property.
Is it true that in the deposition, Mr. Marshall would have said that he has no recollection as to any, or he didn't benefit financially at all from the sale of that property?
If someone comes to me and the answer is absolutely yes. Why? Because the person who wanted to know is the son who wants to be his guardian that he doesn't want in his life. Why would he tell him his business? Why?
But he said that in court. He said that in court that he did not benefit. Mr. Marshall did not benefit from the sale of that property.
No, let's apply our real life knowledge now. Do you know old people? You ever sat down with old people?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone more private, like an elderly person who worked for what they wanted, what they have. Yes? And then knowing somebody is trying to take it from them, they are going to say in court what they have, and the person who they want to keep it from is sitting right there. They're not going to. If the son was not there, Mr. Marshall may have told the judge in what we call an in-camera proceeding, where the only person is the judge. I am sure, knowing that the judge alone is there, Mr. Marshall would have had the confidence that what he would have said to her would not be given to his son. And that's the key thing. The man has not lost his mind. He knows that's the boy who wants my property. I ain't telling him nothing. Not his damn business.
Right. But is it factual that Mr. Marshall made that statement in court saying that he did not benefit, not to tell his son or to tell a particular he said, as far as the information that we received, because I've been focused on this case, that he did not benefit from any sale of this property. He was some person, someone.
I answer it because I was in court, of course, so I can answer. Let me tell you a statement that was made in court. The son said in a sworn affidavit, in a sworn statement, he said that I never broke into his house. That's the son who broke into the house. He said, I never broke into the house. The son also said in a legal document, a sworn document. By the way, Mr. Marshall was not sworn. In a legal document. That's why I said Mr. Marshall is no fool. In a sworn document, the son said, I never went to the funeral of my mother. Jesus Lord. The son went to the funeral, spoke at the funeral, took photographs at the funeral.
Right.
Yet he comes into court and he says, I don't know who needs a guardian, Mr. Marshall. Maybe the son needs his guardian. But I don't quite understand. If Mr. Marshall sees his son, because he could have seen the son sitting in the court while he's being asked these questions. Yes? He could see the son right there. And he tells the court, I do not want that boy in my business. And he said it in sworn affidavits, at least 2 affidavits. So he's entitled to his privacy. If the court asks you, and by the way, you are not accused of fraud, Junior George. You're not accused of theft. And somebody comes and they say, I am entitled to Junior George's money. And then that lawyer says to you, that's the person who wants your money. Mr. George, how much money you have in the bank? And that the person who wants your money, that's their lawyer asking you that. What would you tell them? What would you tell them?
I didn't hear that question, Jerry. I was just I didn't hear that question.
I said that imagine you are in court.
Uh-huh.
Someone wants your money because they said that you stole it from them. No, you are not a thief. They are coming to the court saying, Junior George stole my money. You know you haven't stolen their money. Their
Right.
lawyer asks you, Mr. George, how much money do you have in the bank and where did you get that money? And that's the person. That lawyer is for the person who wants your money.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to answer them?
No, if there is no legal, if there is no
Basis for
basis,
them to have that information.
right, you
You're
wouldn't.
not about to tell them.
Right. Okay. Okay.
That's what happened. That is
So
what happened with
is
Jacob Marshall.
the suspicion out there that the family believe that somehow you benefited financially from the sale of that Tempe property? Is that the belief in of the family?
Which part of his family? You mean the ones who thought that the son didn't break into the house? Yeah, that's fine. They can believe that. They can believe anything they want. I got this king on me is 63 years old. So they can say anything they want. But I've been through the whirlwind and I'll probably go through a few more. So they can say anything they want, Mr. George.
Right.
If a client comes to me and says to me, I do not want this person to know my business, Mr. Edwin, and would you please protect me legally? Well, that's my duty. They're not going to know your business.
Right. Right. Jerry, I'm sorry that I have to rush the program and end it kind of early.
It's a pleasure. And
I'll-
listen, I think that we have to discuss that case involving the young lady who the police are claiming to investigate
Yeah.
as a result of the death of her partner and the sexual assault of her daughter. But
We'll-
let me break some news with you here tonight, if
Yes.
you want me to break it with you.
Yeah, you could do that, but keep in mind that a lot of people saying that they can't hear us and see us too well. Hence the reason.
Well, then we'll do it another time.
Another time. We'll do it another time, Jerry. But thanks for your time. Let me see if I can rectify this problem, and
It's always my pleasure to be with you, brother. Good night.
my brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye bye. Yeah, guys. I'm not sure why we having the technical difficulties. It might be on the side of Facebook or YouTube or the platform that we're using to broadcast out. We're not sure. But let me see if I can rectify the problem, and I guarantee you guys we'll bring back Jerry again so that he could give his full story. We have to end the program kind of early as I try to rectify this problem. Also, for the folks that's listening on J1 FM, we're gonna wrap up right now and rectify the problem on our television end. Catch you guys later. Good night.
We'll forever strive just to stay alive. That simple means say nobody can hold me back. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can tell me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me back. Nobody can change my energy. Nobody can.